So after finishing Gotham Knights about 2 months ago, I've had some thoughts on what they could improve on in like a sequel or a second game or something in this universe that they've built. Because they've established a lot to this game and the characters that they put into it. So I just kind of have a few things that I think a sequel to Gotham Knights could improve or could have. Not only for the characters, but also for story and like combat and things like that. So starting off will be the combat. So they obviously wanted to be different in terms of not using the free flow combat in the Arkham series. So they went kind of in the direction of an RPG, because the game is pretty much an RPG. The combat in this game just isn't as intricate and kind of well put together as the free flow combat in the Arkham series. Like, you can't really chain together many attacks, can't use any gadgets while you're in combat. Really, it's just you're punching and kicking and using your special abilities that you've unlocked. So I think adding some more gadget use into the game would definitely improve the combat, improve the speed of it, how you're able to chain together attacks, and it would just make everything more smooth and overall a better experience. So secondly is the story. So in my opinion, the story wasn't that bad, but it definitely could have been better because it just was pretty predictable from the jump. Everybody knew that like Batman would either not be dead or would be revived if he was dead, and you'd have to like fight him at the end of the game, which was exactly the case. Saying Batman's dead and then bringing Talia al Ghul into the mix, like it was easy to put two and two together. You know, Talia being the daughter of Ra's al Ghul, having the Lazarus Pit at her disposal, it was just like, okay, we know Batman's gonna be revived. So yeah, if they were to make a sequel to this game, I do think they should just try to do something a little less predictable, because I do think they had a good foundation to the story. Everything else was fine in my opinion, really, but having Batman come back at the end and then die again, I forgot that part, that he died again. Yeah, doing that, I think it was just kind of like really obvious. So the last thing I wanted to bring up was the characters in the game themselves. So in my opinion, all the characters that were introduced were pretty fleshed out. From the main four main knights, Alfred, Officer Montoya, the main villains, the bosses themselves. Yeah, I just think it would have been cool to have a little more allies in the game that you interacted with. Like, we saw some messages between Barbara and Black Canary and Supergirl, even Wonder Woman, I'm pretty sure. So it would have been cool to interact with some of them. Like, I mean, I doubt they would have brought like Wonder Woman because she's part of the Justice League. Maybe say that for later. But somebody like Dinah, or also known as Black Canary, would have been cool. Or even like Catwoman. Everybody wanted to see Catwoman in the game, but she was barely like brought up. We saw like some jewelry or something she stole in one mission, and that was it. But there was really no mention of her other than that. So yeah, if they were to make a sequel to this game, I'd say bring in some of the characters that they've already introduced, like Black Canary, Supergirl, maybe Wonder Woman, or even like Catwoman. Someone like Catwoman would fit perfectly fine into this game, I'd say. Especially with how the story's going right now, with how it's only the four knights and Alfred. I think it would be pretty cool for them to interact with the heroes that they've already introduced, like Teen Titans, Wonder Woman, Black Canary, Supergirl, all those people. And I do get that this series is based on the four knights and you don't want to take any shine away from them, but I do think they can make it even in terms of having those four main characters plus some other major characters that they've already introduced. For an example, I'll take Arkham Knight. You have Batman, Nightwing, Robin, and Oracle, and Alfred too. Yeah, Alfred. Can't forget Alfred. But yeah, it didn't take any shine away from Batman himself. So I just think that if you do it right, you can make it flow. So yeah, these are just some of my thoughts that I've had since the game came out, since completing it about 2 months ago. I like to just sometimes think about it, honestly, because I like the world that they've created, and I think that there's a lot of potential to be had. And I had a lot of fun playing the game, honestly. I enjoyed playing it. Like I said, I was really interested by what they've had so far, what they introduced so far in the game. I know a lot of people were disappointed with how the game ended up coming out, how, you know, it ran at 30 FPS on new gen consoles, and just how the game wasn't living up to what it could have been. Anyway, regardless of how this first game went, I do hope they release a second game, or at least bring in some DLC, bring in some of the characters that they've already introduced, because it would just be a waste. It'd be sad to see all these characters that they've already established go to waste. So yeah, if you guys got anything that you'd want to see in a future Gotham Knights DLC or a future game, Let me know in the comments. Like up the video if you like it. Subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.